Hey, doc, you talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but what do you recommend? What's the simplest, easiest way? Here's a quick, easy, and inexpensive way to learn how to save your life by learning more than your doctor told you, and maybe more than your doctor knows. Well, here's the thing. As you mentioned, hey, Ford, I was thin. I took care of myself. I was muscular. I was pretty sure I didn't have diabetes or prediabetes. And then I took that OGTT and insulin test. Tell us a little bit more about that. If I had one wish before I died, it would be to get everybody an OGTT and insulin response.
No, it's perfect. You're right. I mean, you even have it in that chapter. You just say right up in probably in the second or third paragraph. Listen, before we get into all these tests, if I could have you do one test, do the OGTT with insulin test, and to find out if you're normal, pre-diabetic, diabetic. Basically, it's a time test, as you know, and once you look at the numbers, there's just no questioning that you're in a certain range, and that tells the truth. There's no denying what you've got there, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. There's a Dr. Peter Attia, and he was lean and fit and everything, but he tested type 2 diabetic too, but that's because he was addicted to Gatorade, which has so much sugar and so many carbohydrates. It's like he drank it like he had stock in the company or something, right? And so if his Gatorade was his downfall, mine was the, air quotes coming at you, heart healthy whole grains. That was my downfall, this heart healthy whole grains. I had no idea how dangerous they were. And especially as you get older, you can't metabolize them like you did when you were 22.
Yep.
You just metabolize them, and then they start to damage the arterial wall, which we talk about in the book. I discovered that, and it was all because of following your instruction that I heard in one of your videos. I thought, oh man, I got to get that test. And I thought, there's no way, because, you know, I didn't eat much sugar. It was mostly these grains, which turn into sugar once you ingest them. And that's what happened to me. And I discovered, it turned out after I did lots of tests, after my heart attack, what I decided to do after I discovered your information, I decided to get a lot of testing done to get a foundational point to be able to measure my progress, because I was dedicated to fixing this. So I thought, let me get all the tests that I can possibly get to find out the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then I can measure it over time. I even got this cardio CAC score.
Calcium score.
And I had a bad score, you know, it was like 600 or something. But I decided to take it again like 18 months later. But 18 months later, I was closer to, as you call it, the super senior. And believe me, I was never in the shape that I'm in now, with the amount of fat loss that just burns away when you go low carb. And when you exercise in a low carb state, the muscles build up and the fat just disappears. If you're really into it, you turn more into like Bruce Lee, who was, I don't think he had an ounce of fat on his body, right? And so my point being behind that was I took the CAC test again after 18 months, and it over quadrupled to like 2,500 or something like that. And that's what a lot of people have to learn, that they can't depend on their calcium score, or if they get one, that it's going to go down. What I did, I was able to, and along with a lot of your patients, as you have told us, I was able to stabilize all of these soft, dangerous plaque that was built up in my arteries. And because that's the cause of the strokes and the heart attacks, is the soft, liquefied, inflamed plaque, which if you've already got a damaged endothelial, which is the lining of the artery for your viewers, you have a very sophisticated audience, so I'm sure they know what the endothelial is. Yeah. So that plaque can more easily rupture through the endothelial and enter the lumen, which is where the blood flows. And when this hot inflamed plaque touches blood, it creates a clot, breaks off, and it goes downstream. And if it goes to your heart, you have a heart attack, goes to your brain, you have a stroke. So that's why vascular health is so incredibly important. And that's why I cover it a great deal in the book.